Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got in a gun cleaning kit to take a look at. This one's coming from Bestnule, and this is a universal kit for rifles, shotguns, and pistols. This kit should have the parts needed to clean something as small as like a 17 HMR rifle all the way up to like a 12 gauge shotgun and every caliber in between. So stick around if you want to learn about it. I'll go over all the parts that are included here and tell you what they're used for, and we'll check out the quality of each one and kind of see if this is worth the $40 price tag or if you're better off just buying individual stuff on your own. I will tell you though, when you start buying cleaning supplies, they can get very expensive, especially when you have multiple calibers. So this obviously does come in a cardboard box, but it looks like it has a plastic case here. And then it does show you everything that's included right there. But let's get this out and start going over everything. So gun cleaning kit elite. Let's see. Not the thickest plastic in the world. Let's see how these latches are. And let's also check to see how they close. Pretty solid on those. So you obviously get a lot of stuff with this kit. In fact, it's hard to fit it all into the camera view here, but a bunch of cleaning rods and extensions here, multiple brushes up here. Down here we're going to have some bottles for oil or solvent or whatever, brushes, mops. These are going to be like little chamber cleaning pads, just regular pads. There's a pick in here, some muzzle guard adapters, some jags, some patch holders. These are called special adapters here. Basically, if you have something that's too big to fit in the cleaning rods, you can use these adapters to put on any of these, but we'll go over all this stuff here in a minute. All right, let's start right up front here. So we're going to have two bottles, different color caps on them, and they're different sizes. These do have like needle tips on them, which is actually really nice. In fact, that's what I prefer for my gun oil. It allows you to get like precisely where you want it, your drops to go at. If you bought these separately, they're probably in the $3 to $4 range per bottle. The plastic actually seems to be of decent quality. The threads feel good. So I don't see any issues at all with these bottles. Up next, we're going to have these brass bore brushes. I'll show you all the sizes there. Again, it starts at a 17 and goes all the way up to a 12 gauge. I pulled out the 38, which is also for a 357, also for a 9mm. And I want to compare it with a really well-known name brand one. So I will use some of this stuff, maybe even later in this video. But for comparison, this is the Bestnule, and then this is the outers. The outers might have a few more bristles on these brushes, but the quality of this still feels really good. The threads seem well done down here, and it's just as stiff, like you can't really bend it or move it or anything. And just so you know, if you buy these individually, they're about $3.50 to $4 per brush, and you get 14 of them here. Up next, we have our cleaning mops. These are used to put solvent and oil and stuff down inside of the barrel. What you can do is basically spray or dip this, and then you will run this through your barrel, and it will completely coat the inside of the barrel. Some people like using these more than patches, because it's like an even distribution of your oils or solvents or whatever inside the barrel. But you're going to get, I think, 9 of these. And same thing with these. These are about $4 each. And they are all marked. This one says it's for a 22. All right, up next, we're going to have this cleaning pick. This is stainless steel. I would actually have preferred it just been some type of plastic, and I use a pick pretty much every time that I'm cleaning. to kind of get down into the rail, the little grooves that are right in here. I'll take a patch and hold on there and then just kind of slide this along through here and clean all that out in any of these areas that's hard to reach. So the plastic picks, I got a set of 4 for about $25. So we'll say this is somewhere probably around $5 or $6 for a single stainless one. All right, up next, we got a small pack of cleaning patches. These are 3" by 3". I don't know how many's in here. It's probably less than 50 though, but you can buy fairly large size bags of those for like less than $10. So we'll just say like $1 for these patches. All right, so up next we got some chamber cleaning pads. These are made out of wool. It looks like there's 5 that are star shaped and then 5 that are just round, and then the little adapter that you're going to need. This will go on the end of your cleaning rod, and then I'll show you in a minute, but then these go on that. These are good for cleaning out like ARs and different things that have weird shapes like that. And this is what it's going to look like with those chamber cleaning pads. Again, imagine your 223 or 556, your bolt carrier group, stuff like that. You can get in there, and then those other ones are 9mm size. And as far as price goes on these, you can get about 60 of them for probably $8 or $9. So since we got 10, let's just say $2 for these. These 3 things right here are muzzle guards. These are used for like rifles and shotguns, to where you have to go in from the muzzle end toward the chamber. Basically, it's kind of the opposite of what ideally you want to do, but this protects like the crown of your barrel from getting damaged. You might have like a bolt action rifle or something like that that you just can't fit a cleaning rod going from, again, the just imagine if this were a long rifle barrel and you're trying to push cleaning patches or mops or brushes or whatever through, and when you get here, this could potentially hit the end of your barrel. And so what those muzzle guards do is prevent anything from damaging that crown right there. These 3 things here are just adapters that will go on the rods, because like some of these brushes, like let's look at a 12 gauge brush. If you look here, that is way bigger than what, let's just say like a 22 brush. You see how there's a difference there? So something like this would go on here, and then you could screw this onto one of your rods. And I don't think I set a price on those muzzle guards. I think maybe around $10 for the set of 3. I'm not going to put a price on these because you kind of have to have them to go with this set. All right, so up next we're going to have 4 brass patch loops. This says 12 gauge, 410. What do we have here? 30 cal and a 22. Now these you can use for multiple different calibers. Like let's just say you had a 20 gauge. Well, you could probably use this 12 gauge for it too. This 30 would probably be for a 9mm as well. And with those, you're just gonna feed a patch through that little loop on there, put it on your rod, and then basically just kind of go down through your barrel. Ideally, you want to have solvent or some type of cleaner. You can even put a light amount of oil on there, but you're just going to run this back and forth through a few times. Some guys will say that you should only push it through and then pull this off and then come back through, but with the patch, it's actually okay to go back and forth a bunch of times, just like this here. And those patch loops may require that you use the adapter to get it onto that cleaning rod. And for a set of 4, they're usually around the $15 price or so. All right, up next, we're going to have 12 of these spear pointed jags. Show you the sizes there. So the bore brushes are designed to clean the inside of a barrel. Mops are designed to clean the inside of a barrel. Those patch loops clean the inside of a barrel. And that's exactly what a jag does as well. So you're just going to take your patch, put that point of that jag kind of right there in the middle, and then you're just going to feed this through. And these, if you try pulling this back through, it would knock that off every time. So that is one thing with jags, is that you have to kind of put your patch on there every single time that you do that. And I guess since I didn't technically show you how to use that brush earlier, you typically want to put some type of cleaner, solvent, whatever down into the barrel, let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then take your brush and you're just going to kind of put that back and forth. I don't know, I usually do it at least 4, 5, 6 times. And the mop is kind of the same thing. You can take that spray or that solvent, get all around this, and then run the mop through. Getting back to the jag set, I would say probably in the $12 to $15 range for a set of 12. Over on this side of the case, we're going to have a brush set. It looks like we're going to have a brass, a nylon, and then maybe a stainless steel one. I use brushes on pretty much every cleaning, like your frame and stuff. It's great to get in here and clean underneath all this stuff, like underneath these little like rail points and stuff like that. And as far as the slide, just like I showed with that plastic pick, getting down in here and cleaning all of this stuff out. A brush set is probably somewhere in the $7 range or so. And finally, we're going to have the cleaning rods. There's 2 different ones in here. They're actually different sizes. They snap down in there really well. I don't know if the camera will show the difference there, but again, if you got something that's like a 17 or a 22 or something small, you're probably going to use the smaller one here. And again, these are used for pistols and revolvers and stuff too. And then your larger stuff, you know, 12 gauge, 20 gauge shotguns, whatever, you can use these. But these will have these other ones. So like, let's say you got something that's got like a 20-some inch barrel. Well, you can just thread these on here, and then you start making this longer. And it would be the same thing here. I don't know the exact length of this, but it looks like it's probably close to 3 feet right now. These appear to be made out of brass. I can't say for certain. They do seem like they are really strong though. If you get a cleaning rod that gets bent, it's pretty much worthless. You can't use it anymore. These seem pretty well made. Most cleaning rods with the extensions is around $15, and again, they are giving you 2 of them here. So I obviously just got this kit, but my first impressions is that it's pretty decent. It includes just about everything that you're going to need to clean pretty much any gun that's out there. It does not include any type of oil or solvents. All of the parts in here seem like they're of pretty decent quality, and I honestly think they should last for years and years. I like that they include this case. I like how everything is organized in the case and how everything is labeled in here. If I had a recommendation for Bestnule, I would swap out that metal pick for a plastic one. Personally, I don't use stainless steel on my metal parts when I'm cleaning a gun. So I think if you were to buy all of these parts individually, you're probably somewhere in the $125 to $150 range. But Bestnule has these kits on Amazon for $42, and you get the case, which you wouldn't have if you bought them all individually. So I think that $42 is actually a really good price on them. And I will leave that Amazon link down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on the kit. I think there's like 200 some reviews, so if you want to read any of them or if you want to pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.